Maybe I will share it with subscribers.
That's
Maybe.
right, yeah, maybe. And if you lost your mind because you drank too much, 2 years ago, who is Alex from Russia? Now, oh, Alex from Russia is here.
This one chained SS dagger.
Yeah.
This one M33 dagger.
Yeah.
And this one forestry
Yeah.
knife. Hello everybody, this is WarStory video blog. Here we are in Wilmington cornfield show, and here is Thomas Wittmann. Hello Thomas.
Hello, Alex. Welcome to the cornfield.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see you. Yes, and you have a great display here. And by the way, how was your trip?
Trip was good. We do it in 2 days, so we only have to drive about 6 hours each day, and we stop at good places. We know where all the best restaurants are, so it works out.
I have to ask you about some road tips.
Yeah, I can do that for you. Yes, sir.
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe I will share it with subscribers.
That's
maybe.
right. Yeah, maybe. But tell them that they have to leave a good tip.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
there's an old saying that if you leave a good tip to the waitress, she'll remember you. But if you leave a great tip, she'll remember your name.
Oh wow, that's a good one.
That's something that works well in America.
Yeah. And here in United States, regular tips is around 20%.
20% you're supposed to leave, yeah.
Yeah.
But a good tip is a little better than that.
It's like 22% or like 30 to 40.
Sometimes 40% if the service is really good.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
And if you lost your mind because you drank too much, that's when
it's also worse.
That's how that happens. Yeah.
And last year you showed me one good restaurant here in this area, so probably.
Yes, the General Denver, it's called. Yeah, it's a wonderful restaurant. In fact, my son Tom and I had the pleasure of eating there last night, and it was delicious. Great.
Wow. Yesterday we drove until 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So we
too late for anything.
It was too late. Yes,
yeah.
Only Taco Bell or something.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
For it.
Yeah.
But anyway, now we are in Mid-Atlantic show, and we can forget about anything. Like food and drinks and stuff. We just looking for stuff, and I found here some items, some interesting items, and you, I guess, also find something, and it will be in your unpacking video that coming soon.
Unboxing video number 36 will be coming
36.
up.
It's 36. Really huge amount of them.
Well, I try to do one every week.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things just come into my office.
Yeah.
And usually I have no idea what they are. So it's really kind of fun to share the surprise with all the viewers too, you know, and it's more genuine, and I like doing that. I try not to cut myself on the razor knife opening the boxes, but it's been very successful, and we entertain a lot of people. We have 10,000 viewers now, which I'm really thrilled about.
Yeah, that's cool. Congratulations with
thank you.
this step.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, so the next unboxing will be Tuesday or Wednesday, I guess, something like that, when we get home. So
everybody waiting for it.
Oh yeah.
And subscribes to Thomas Wittmann channel, because it's really awesome. And if you see it in Russian language, you can just open automatically generate subtitles, and you can see it with subtitles. It's correctly.
Do you have subtitles on it, or
no? YouTube can create subtitles in different languages under your videos. So if you guys just switch it on, you can see these videos.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
it's wonderful.
Unboxing.
See the things that you guys have today that you can just makes it really great. And you're doing a wonderful job with expanding all this so much, and with your videos, and I know 2 years ago, who is Alex from Russia? Now, oh, Alex from Russia is here. You know, you've done a great job, and you're a very nice man too. I want to say that, and I have enjoyed knowing you these last 2 years. And Alex also has a very beautiful family too. I know, 2 children, and his wife is. You're a lucky man, sir. A lucky man, yeah. Yeah.
And I remember you shown your garden.
Yes.
And after that, you showed it on your unboxing video.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did.
I was enjoying.
The reason for all of that was because we had a fundraiser. My son is a lawyer, and he has a friend that is sick, and he wanted to raise some money for the fund. So we had 50 people come over, but they were all going to be in the garden. So the garden was the central place. So I told my wife this, which was a mistake, because she went out and spent $6,000 redoing the whole garden and all that kind of stuff. And we only raised $4,400 in the fundraising, so it was not. But you know, but it's beautiful. We can enjoy it. Yeah. It was beautiful before the $6,000, but now it's even more beautiful. Not my wallet though. Something happened to my wallet.
What about the things you could forget? About money, but
you forget.
This beauty will
the beauty will always be there, and as I say, you can always make more money, you know, if you want to work.
For sure.
That's right. Yeah.
And here, a military antique show in Wilmington. Can I ask you about some of your items on your display? As usual, you have great display here with awesome items, and some of them I really paid attention on it. This one chained SS dagger. This one M33 dagger. And this one forestry knife. It looks like great and awesome items. Let's show it to our subscribers.
I would be very pleased. I mean, this is my life. I love to show daggers. That's what I do. So, well, we'll show the forestry piece first. This is a what's called a forestry cutlass, and they were carried by people who were more or less game wardens. You know, they took care of the forest and the trees, and made sure everybody had their proper hunting license and things like that. And the Germans have been making these cutlasses for hundreds of years, really. And during the Third Reich time, of course, they continued making cutlasses, but the majority of the cutlasses that were made during the Third Reich time were very similar to what were made during the Imperial time and before. And one of the reasons was because the Hunting and Forestry Shooting Association, etc., wasn't really nationalized until late in the 1930s, right before the war started. So collectors don't see the Hakenkreuz, the swastika, usually on forestry cutlass in particular. And because of that, a lot of collectors for years, I don't want to buy that. I want to, because they didn't understand. They don't understand. But through teaching people like we do and showing people what things are, they finally understand that now. And for years, forestry cutlasses, you could hardly sell any of them. Nobody was interested in them. But today, they're getting hard to find because
it's like we explain about the difference between post-war items on correct period and items like Kaiser period. That you bring up a good point too. Many of the forestry cutlasses were made post-war, and that scares collectors too. That was a reason for them moving slowly also. But we can, if you know
Yeah,
items
if you
and
know
points.
if you know what to look for, it's not a problem. But
This one I like because it's nicely done. It has burnishing
Yes.
here, and it has eagle with swastika because
it's
very
built
rare
into the
things.
ferrule.
Yeah.
But this particular model, it's hard to see the eagle here because the throttle is in the way a little bit. But I'll move this down, and maybe my finger down here, you can
Yeah, we
see
can
that
see it on the
there is a swastika. But this piece was probably made about 1940, and you can look at 100 forestry cutlasses and never see one with a swastika because very few of them were made. So you have the interest of the eagle and swastika on the cutlass, and the fact that it's also a very rarely seen piece. So when you put those two together, and if it's in good condition also, then these are generally a good thing to buy. So this cutlass, as we said, it has that feature, and it's also equipped with ivory grip plates, which the Germans used a lot of ivory. I think most of it was probably left over from the imperial time when they were when they had the colonies in Africa. I believe that's the case, and I even think sometimes you see an ivory grip, say on a Voos Luftwaffe dagger, and they're deteriorating a lot, and that's because I think they were already 80 years old or so before they. But anyhow, this has a nice ivory grip plates, and they put acorns on them to decorate it, and always a leather scabbard and scabbard mounts to match. And then the blades are always very beautiful. They feature hunting and forestry scenes. We call them triple etched because they have an etch on both sides, and then the spine is also etched. This particular piece is an unmarked piece, but it is a good piece. That doesn't mean just
it should be Horster.
Horster,
or Holler.
yeah. And holler, you have to be very careful of.
Yeah.
If you find one with a swastika on it that's a holler piece, you have to make sure that the trademark is stamped, not etched, because they produce them, unfortunately, in the 60s and 70s, and we still see them all the time. Collectors think they have something wonderful, and it's something to put in the trash can.
But it happens when collectors try to save money, but they don't know how exactly to do that. So they just try to find something cheaper, and they, you have found something for $3,000. I
bought the same thing for 200. You know, so. Yeah, and we see that every show. We just, my son and I just talked to a man who had a full roam SA dagger made by Eichhorn, but the blade was fake. And he thought I said, where did you get it? He said, I found it in an antique store, and they told me it was worth $13,000, and they were only going to charge $3,500. So he thought he was getting a great deal. Well, if it really was $13,000, he was getting a great deal. But if you spent $3,500 for something that's no good, that's a lot of money to waste. So it's very important to, you know, I'm not saying just listen to Alex and I, but do your homework and as much as you can.
Actually, every dealer have to explain the customer why, on his meaning, this item is original. Because guys, sometimes
and guarantee it also.
But the same story was with my customer. But it was not that money, not that big amount. It was not that expensive. But it was miniature of army dagger. And it was completely fake. All detail, no original detail on it. Was not.
Yeah.
And
So even if he spent $100 on it, it's still
he spent 350. And if we compare it with original Alcoso dagger, it could cost about 1,200.
Alcoso wood, yeah.
Yes, and it's the same size.
Yeah,
so
there's 3/4 size pieces, yeah.
Exactly. And he spent $300 for piece that could cost more, maybe $30, because it's really,
if that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
well, and we don't mean to scare you guys and all when we tell these stories, but it's a hobby that it's very, very exciting, and in some way it is so exciting because there's always that feature lurking there. If you didn't do your homework, you could lose money. So that.
But anyway, you can just check it in books, in Thomas Wittmann's books, or in my book, and we already shown most of
or send a couple email pictures, and I'm always happy to help if I can. It's
the same with me.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the business.
Sure.
It's part of the business.
Just have conversation. Especially in your garden, I'd like that figures with.
Made out of the helmets. Yeah. That tank
you can see it on your screen. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Well, I put that video on my YouTube, and I thought, collectors are going to really hate this, I said, just fast forward it in the video, and then I got more compliments about the garden than I did the unboxing. So
because it's 32 or 35 unboxing videos, but only one review of your garden. So it's like one of a kind video on YouTube.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that.
Thank you for showing.
Okay, so we talked about forestry, and maybe we could show you a couple of SS daggers. Everybody likes SS daggers, so we'll start with
War trophy.
Oh yeah. Well, for some reason, the nastier the people were, the more the collectors like their dagger. So I don't understand that, but this is a basic early SS dagger, complete with its original vertical hanger. And it's made by the Boker company. And I always tell people, if you study the shape of the cross guards on Boker daggers, you'll be able to recognize them on somebody else's table before you even see the maker mark, and that's fun too. But you want to look for nice nickel fittings and a well-formed ebony grip. Sometimes they have chips, you can't help that, but if they do have chips, you pay less, if everything is perfect, the price is accordingly. So this has the early nickel grip eagle and the runic symbols in the top of the grip. And then it's also equipped with an anodized scabbard. We call it anodized. It is not anodized. It's a bluing process. But these words we use, they just gain ground, and that's it. So, and then the vertical hanger on this particular dagger, the hanger, the original wearer had the hanger on backwards. He must have preferred that, and it annoyed me, so I took the hanger off and put it back the way it should be. But you have to be very, very careful with vertical hangers because you break the strap so easily. Remember, the leather's 80 years old at least, and so it's not a good thing to
break it. If you break it, you lose probably $600.
Yeah, $500 or $600. Yeah. So I'm not advocating that you do anything with your hangers. It's not leave them alone. Just look at them.
Or ask.
Or ask, yeah. So it's interesting too. The vertical hanger also has a belt loop on it, and the original wearer added a key ring to the top of this, so he must have preferred to wear his dagger from some kind of a snap clip rather than the belt. So, you know, you see stuff like that and you say, "Oh, that's just an old key ring. Somebody put that on." No, they actually used key rings. I've seen many of them on chained SS daggers too. So then you want to look at the blade, and these daggers, of course, they have the SS motto, Meine Ehre heißt Treue, and on Boker daggers, usually the background darkening in the letters is usually deeper than other producers, and collectors like that. You know, you take it out and
it's great looking.
Yeah.
In the pictures.
Yeah, the picture comes out really well when you have something that's dark to with the contrast, and then on the reverse you have the standard Boker trademark. I call it a mausoleum trademark. A mausoleum is like a gravestone, and to me it looks like a gravestone, and then it has a stark tree with no leaves in the center. And of course, you want to find a dagger with the best blade possible. And in this case, this dagger has a perfect blade. So this is the kind of piece. If you're really a fussy guy, it has just about everything going for it. It's not full mint, but it's very, very nice.
Oh, and by the way, there is a stamp under the leather, under the scabbard. There is a SS stamp. Sometimes there is no stamp, but here,
there is
like SS RZM.
Yeah, RZM on the hanger. Yeah,
it's really cool.
So that's kind of what you want to look for. The trouble is that SS daggers just keep going up in price, and the nice ones. Things that you're paying $4,500 for today, you were buying last year for $4,000 and the year before for $35,000, but they just keep, and the reason is because the demand for them is.
I have a theory that you have 10,000 subscribers. I have 16,000 subscribers in English-speaking channel and 78,000 subscribers in Russian-speaking
channel. A lot more than me.
and if 1% of all these guys buy only one SA daggers and buy only one dagger, not start collect.
That would be the
yes, you will never see it again on the market because they just take it and keep it. And I know subscribers who bought just one dagger, SA or SS, because of their grandfather or father brought it back, and after the war they just lost it somewhere or trade for something, and they just want to buy it, like refill home treasures.
To replace the memory.
Yes, like place the memory, but place not memory about SA or SS members, but place memory about veteran who fought in World War II.
Who brought the daggers back as a trophy.
Yeah.
So,
and after that amount of people buy only one dagger, we can see probably a few hundred of SA daggers. But here in this market, probably it looks like it's a lot of them. But here, original SA daggers, probably how many? 100, 200? In this hall, probably 50. And in all...
I would say there's probably not even 50 here.
Probably yes.
Daggers are getting difficult to find now too, because there's so much interest in the hobby. This is a good thing, I guess, but it's a bad thing too, because it increases the prices and it makes it more and more difficult for people to find good things. But it also shows that it's a great hobby, or it wouldn't be happening, you know. So that's it. So I'll show you this one.
Yes, I really like it because the same version, same variant I found in Russia, not far from Moscow. Old lady, before selling her house, he just dig her woodwork, or how to
hid it in the woodwork, behind the woodwork.
She found it because it was in her father's boxes.
Yeah.
And it came with SS Portapee, but it was enlisted man SS Portapee.
Yeah.
So which wrong for
wrong.
this dagger, but it was so long on this dagger, and the trace of this Portapee was on nickel silver crossguards. So
Right.
and I found bunch of them last 7-8 years, and I took pictures all SS daggers M36 with GAU mark and with DRGM stamp, and
Right.
I create video about this one.
Well,
I
that's
really
good.
like
So you'll have a great record then of everything. Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah. Well, what's very special about this dagger? It has what we call the Type 1 chain. And Alex just mentioned the DRGM. On the Type 1 chain, this cloverleaf fitting is hollow. It's open at the top. And the clip that's underneath that the clover is soldered to is DRGM marked. So you can look through this little clover leaf and see that DRGM, and people like that because it when they see that they go, oh, I know this is real.
Yeah.
You know, it's something
like
that you
extra
can,
stamp.
yeah, extra stamp, yeah. And with these kind of Type 1 chains, they the skulls are very bold and raised out. The same with the runic symbols, and the connector pieces are very substantial too. On the Type 2 chains, the connectors are thinner and they're more fragile, so these tend to hold up longer. And also with this dagger, it has an anodized scabbard, which is just remarkable. This scabbard is like new. I mean, it just is. It's amazing that it's. What it tells you is that it hasn't been played with very much over the years. It's been well taken care of, and it's also equipped with a very, very nice grip and an aluminum eagle on this piece. And what else it has that's interesting, the Portapee that's on this dagger, and incidentally, only Waffen SS people wore Portapees. The regular Allgemeine SS were not allowed to wear the Portapee. So this Portapee is original to the dagger, and you look at the knot, you go, oh my God, what is that crazy knot? That, you know, this guy,
It's like kind of unusual.
yeah, and it's not the regulation way. You know, he technically was doing something wrong wearing his knot like that, but there was a war on. I think you do what you want. But so I looked at this knot and I thought, wow, could this possibly be original? It looks like it's been on the dagger forever.
Yeah.
And I got to looking at it, and when you look at the dagger versus the knot, you'll see that it would have swung like this. So if you look at the knot itself, these knots have a slide here that's in front of the stem. And in the case of this dagger, the slide is almost totally worn off.
Yeah.
And the reason was because it was hitting right at the cross guard here as the dagger was swinging. And that's the kind of thing that I say, it talks to you, you know, it really does. And when you see something like that, you know, most chained SSs that have Portapees on them, somebody put it on, you know, they did, let's face it. But when you can find one where you know for sure that the Portapee is original to it, that's a nice feature. These chains are also, they have a stamping on the back link. We call it the culturization. And what it was not really a proof mark. It was a mark to certify that the design of the dagger was worthy of the SS to wear. Like many of the things that the SS wore, it all had to be specifically designed for their use.
It was not allowed to wear it if you don't have permission for it.
That is right. Yeah, yeah. They were very strict about that kind of thing.
And it was possible to buy SA dagger, but it was impossible to buy SS dagger in that time in the 1930s.
Absolutely impossible. And another thing we should mention, the crossguard here, which is somewhat unusual but not totally unusual, has a Grupa mark on it that we would normally see on an early SA dagger. And we know for a fact that these are not replaced or whatever. It was a using up of old parts that they had. I personally, and I swear to you, this is the truth, I have 2 times purchased SS chain daggers from 2 different veteran families that had Grupa marks on them. So I know that they are, in the early days, you'd find an SS dagger and you notice that somebody ground something off there. And what they did was they were afraid that somebody wouldn't want it because it had the, here they're ruining something that's original, you know. And then with most SS daggers that were made from scratch, they have a standard blade with the motto on it, Meine Ehre heißt Treue, and then on the reverse there is no maker mark. And I feel the reason for that is that when these daggers were first introduced, they needed a lot of daggers, of course, because every officer was entitled to them in 1936, and then after that, even NCOs could have one if they could prove they were 3 years of loyal service. And so a lot of these daggers were required, so they put contracts out to a number of factories, and some factories maybe made the parts, some made the grips, whatever, and because that everybody was making the thing, there was no trademark on it because you didn't make it. So it's kind of like Sears, you know. Sears, the old Sears company, you'd buy a washing machine and it may have had the Sears name on it, but that's not who made it, you know. It's made. So this is a very, very desirable chained SS in really about the best condition you'll see. It has one flaw right here where some age got to it, but other than that, it's really in full mint. So the problem is when you get into full mint things, and especially daggers that are in big demand, the prices really get up there. Exactly. But as I say, you're not spending money. Yeah. Because if you keep it a lifetime and then you sell it, you may make money on it. Usually you do. And then just think of it. You had this dagger your whole life. It didn't cost you a cent, and you made money besides. I'm not saying that as an investment, but it's usually true.
In my opinion, it's still kind of investment because we can see in the past and 5 years ago exactly the same dagger, and it was probably 3,600, 4,000, and now it's more than twice.
Well, we can't say that it might not go down next year. We don't think so, but so we can't really say like you should treat it as an investment. It's more like buy what you like.
Yes.
Buy what you like, and you always do well. And assuming the hobby continues, and assuming that we continue to have great people like Alex and people coming from all over the world that are getting involved with it, it's going to make it better and better every year. Yeah. And we can all provide more knowledge by that too, with more people. And
that's very interesting, and that's what I enjoy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's correct to say, because it's very interesting to have conversation with you, with other dealers and collectors during filming videos, and I really enjoyed this hobby. I hope you guys enjoy it also and enjoyed our work, and please let us know how you enjoy it, or maybe not, and maybe you found any mistakes or stuff like that. But anyway, your comments for us is very important, and we are reading.
We like the feedback. Feedback, yes, sure. We call that, yeah.
So today, I think show is almost over. Yeah. We will try to find something else because it's like last call deals is everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I still have some money in my pocket. I have to go buy something.
Actually, me too. Let's go. You guys, thank you very much for watching this video until the end and for your feedback under the video. Thank you for your subscribe for my Instagram and for Thomas Wittmann YouTube channel also. And have a great one.
Yes.
See you.
Thank you.
Soon.
Thanks a lot, collectors.
And thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, sir.